Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Deja Vu here, bringing you set 4 of the Pro League Finals between SKT1 and KT Rolster. SKT1 currently with the 2-1 lead off the backs of their two aces, Bisu and Fantasy, and KT come back with a win by Hoja against S2. So we're going to head on to set 4, and this is going to be action for KT Rolster. One of their better players, still an overall average player, but one of their better players going against Rain for SK Telecom, which you may know him better as by Sun. That is his other name, Sun or Rain. I don't even know which one I'll call him. Whichever one comes to mind. I've casted more games of him calling him Sun than Rain, so probably I'll revert. I'll probably end up calling him Sun just because I'll forget that it's Rain. But you never know. Same person. Sun, Rain, Rain, Sun. Kind of funny. Rain and Sun. You don't think that those two would really go together. They're kind of opposites, but whatever. He's having fun with his name, kind of like Baby and Thai Baby, which amused me greatly. Even though I don't think it amused too many other people, it amuses me. I like word games, so I am easily amused. And alright, so action gonna start out here in the bottom left in red, the Zerg, and Rain Sun, Sun Rain in the bottom right, the Protoss, and You Heart Rain. So there's the Rain fangirl group. We already saw the Bisu, I Heart Bisu fangirl group. There's the Action fangirl group. Actually, that one looked like it had more fanboys than fangirls actually for Action. Whereas for the SKT, it seems like SKT has more of the the fangirls, whereas KT seems to have more fanboys. I don't know. Just judging from what I see from their who's holding placards, that's what I'm seeing. But I think that's just kind of amusing. We do have a pretty standard play coming out for both guys right now. Rain just going down and placing his pylon and scouting around with his probe. Unfortunately, he's going to scout out last, so he's going to have to put down that forge. Probably, unless he goes for a second scout, he's probably going to actually have to put down some cannons first before he realizes what's going on. And he actually is going to go for the second scout, which I think is very, very wise, very, very smart on Rain's part to do this, because he's going to scout out that 12 hatchery and be able to get his nexus up before he gets any cannons. Obviously that forge is going to finish. There's no way he's going to get there in time to cancel the forge, and honestly when you get far enough there's no point in canceling the forge. And those are, I don't know, I was kind of looking behind the signs a little bit. That's all I'm going to say if you want to rewind. That's all. And let's see, the probe does get into the base, does scout out the 12 hatch, does see the spawning pool, and yeah, just going to get the scout on so the other probe scouting out the top left can come home, and will actually probably will hit home at about the time that he needs to build a nexus, maybe a little bit late, so he actually is going to send out a third probe. So this is 3 probes right now for Raid that aren't really mining, but that's okay. He's going to throw down his nexus before cannon, and getting that up as quickly as possible is a priority for Protoss, and we'll see what Rain does. I'm really curious to see how he plays. I haven't seen a lot of games from him. He doesn't really have a defined style yet. Most players do start to establish a style, whether against Protoss players, whether they like to go with more of that 3 hatch, 4 hatch sort of bust break, whether they go for that 4 base turtle Zerg. Zerg players kind of develop that style over time. Protoss do the same way, whether they like to pump a lot of Corsairs, whether they get +1 commonly. Those kinds of things are variations on builds that are actually really important to know, in that they determine your kind of style of play. And Rain, we just haven't seen enough games from him to really know what that is, but he is getting playtime here on the biggest of stages here in the Pro League Finals, so there is some faith, a lot of confidence coming in from SKT's coaches that Rain's got what it takes in order to get a win here, as they do have, well, I guess they don't have a ton of options. They could bring out Su or Hyuk or something like that. I bet you they wouldn't have minded seeing Hyuk against Action. Action ZVZ is not very good, whereas Hyuk, ZVZ actually is pretty good. Hyuk ZVZ is pretty solid, so I bet you they're kicking themselves. Why did we let Rain play? We should have let Hyuk play and try and take a ZVZ. We do have a third base and a layer coming up right now for Action, and just one Zergling right now chasing that probe around. Looks like just one more Zergling going towards the Natch expansion of Rain to get a scout out. So there are not a lot of Zerglings on the field right now for Action, playing very, very greedy, pumping as many drones as he possibly can. Core just about finished for Rain, so that's going to allow him to get his tech going. Obviously the Stargate, but like last game, we'll watch out what that second building is. Will it be a Citadel? Will it be a Robo? For Bisu it was a Robo, but I would say definitely more commonly you do see the Citadel coming up first to get you that speed and to finish that Templar Archive, so you can get start your +2 weapons. There are a couple different things there that you can do, but the Reaver is powerful enough that it more than makes up for that that gap. There's the Stargate. We do have the second assimilator completed and mining for Protoss for Rain. And there's a Spire for Action. So here we go. We're going to have the 3-hatch Spire. See if Action plays really, really standard. See if he does that like the old, 3-hatch Spire, get some Scourge out, go straight into 5-hatch Hydra, or 4 or 5-hatch Hydra, get your 4th base up. That's kind of how it's developed at this point. See if that's what he kind of goes for. I'm kind of feeling that from him. I'm getting that vibe from him that he will be going for kind of a more turtleish kind of build here, where he tries to get that early 4th base. We'll see if he does that, or if it is more, see if it is aggressive. But I'm getting that vibe from Action that he's going to try and take it to Rain with a defensive build. Rain is getting +1 weapons, still continuing to produce Zealots out of his gateway right now, and playing pretty standard stuff right now. Rain not bringing anything really too unique or anything crazy to the game right now. Just 1 cannon for Rain, which is pretty greedy. I actually like that. I actually like it when Protoss players are greedy, particularly when you get your probe scout and you see that there's only 1 Zergling. You're kind of confident in your ability to survive off of 1 cannon. And there's Bunky for SKT1 dancing with the children and doing what mascot things do. Being mascotty? Is that a word? Being mascotty? There. We're going to make the now mascot into an adjective. He is now mascotty. Sounds like a biscuit, like biscotti. Sounds like a cookie. Mascotti. I've made a new cookie. It's called Mascotti, and it tastes like Bunky. Sounds terrible. Anyways, Action is going to be going for that defensive build, getting that 4th base in the top left. Scourge are out for Action as well, going to try and pick off a Corsair. And actually, if he turns around, he could pick off this first one for Rain, and he is going to. So Rain. My boy Rain, that is just not good. That is just not good. You've got to see that. You've got to see that on your minimap and instantly turn your Corsair away. You've got to do it, and unfortunately he couldn't, which is going to hurt him significantly. It's going to delay his critical mass of Corsairs that much longer. And this Zerg trying to get ensnared by the Zerglings. And if that would happen, actually that probably would have played right into his hands, into Rain's hands, because all the other Zealots would have come into play very, very quickly. So Action just playing defensively, bringing those Zerglings back. Probably going to start playing some sunken defense here. Templar Archives is finished as well, so we're going to start getting some DTs or High Templars out. We'll see which. Probably DTs because of the number of Corsairs that have been producing. There's the SKT fangirls, and there's the KT fangirls. So there's the cheerleaders for both teams. Come on, you're cheerleaders. You're supposed to be on camera. I thought you'd be happy to be on camera. At least that's how cheerleaders are here. I guess it's just different. I thought cheerleaders were cheerleaders everywhere, but not in Korea. Apparently, even cheerleaders are different. They're still pretty, but they act different. Still hiding from the camera. A couple second colonies there at the 3rd base should be enough with drone micro to stop this Zealot attack. And there are some more SKT fangirls. And the Zealot attack is just 5 Zealots. It's really not that powerful of an attack coming in here. There's a DT, and the Scourge see it. Action very likely sees that that's there. And burrowed Zerglings, so fantastic for Action. I really, really like that, actually. I love burrowed Zerglings, getting you that scouting information, delaying bases that much longer. It is awesome. We do have Spore Colonies up for Action, so Action just all over what Rain is doing right now, and Rain is just not in a good spot right now at all. He's not going to be able to do any harassment right now. He's going to need, if he wants to go harassment, he's going to have to get a shuttle out and have to develop some sort of drop attacks going on, because that Spore Colony is going to be enough, along with reinforcing units, to stop any sort of attack. And here comes an Archon as well. So I mean, this is really unfortunate for Rain. He's going with a relatively aggressive build. Unfortunately, he's going a type of aggression that is not going to work against this defensive build. He's got the Spore Colonies, he's got the Sunken Colonies, he's got a lot of Zerglings out right now that are going to punish Rain for anything that he does. And here they come right now. They could actually pick off a couple of these Dragoons, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to surround Dragoons and pick them off. And the Dragoons are really important to breaking bases against a Zerg player, because they are what really allow you to outrange and deal damage quickly to buildings and to just everything else right now. And yeah, 3 Dragoons going down is painful. There we see the Dragoons taking pot shots outside of the range of the Sunken Colonies, which is so important. And yeah, here come the rest of Protoss forces, of Rain's forces, going to come in here and try and continue to take pot shots here. Some Zerglings coming around, and the Archon is going to be able to keep them back for now, but the Zerglings are cheap, they're efficient, they cost only minerals, no gas, lots of gas being saved up right now by Action. Is he going to even go Lurkers, or is he going to go straight to Hive Tech? It's starting to feel like he might just go straight to Hive Tech, just go Ling to Ultra, basically, is what it almost feels like he's going to do. If he can hold, that's obviously just insanely powerful, if you can hold your bases. It's fantastic, and a lot of Sunken Colonies coming up. There's a Defiler Mound, a lot of Sunken Colonies, and a couple Queens as well for High Templar and things like that. And here comes a bus coming in, attempted by a Snare actually coming in. A couple Ensnares going to slow down the attack speed and move speed. And will there be enough here to defend for Action? A lot of Sunken Colonies have gone down. 3 left, 2 left. Is there going to be any more? Here comes Zerglings coming from behind. Probably going to see some more coming from the third base as well. No Sunken Colonies left. Still more Dragoons coming in. Is this going to be enough for Rain to take down Action? Has he actually busted through? It looks like he has. Going to go for the Spore Colony. Picks it off. And he could go for the drone. Or not for the drones, but he could go for the Hive. Go for the Defiler Mount. Go for all the tech that has been that he's invested in. This could be terrible for Action. Action going to lose his Hydra Den right now. It does look like that way at least. Going to lose his Spire, which is going to make him so Corsair vulnerable. This is huge if that Spire goes down. That is going to leave him so vulnerable to Corsairs. A lot of the spawning pool looks like it's going to go down. Looks like he stopped attacking the Spire to take down the spawning pool. Spawning pool does go down, and it looks like the Hydra Den has gone down. Looks like a lair has been restarted at the natural. That's not the natural. That's the other base. That's the third base. The Hive is going to go down. So Action looked like he was going to play Turtle Defense and do it well, but no, he's unable to. Rain with some fantastic Dragoons, and that Archon just so beefy, and the no Lurker from Action costing him big time, not wanting to spend any gas, doesn't even spend the money on Lurkers. With Lurkers, he could have possibly defended that. That's usually what you see the defense there, Sunken Colonies and Lurkers working together in order to defend this Turtle Zerg, but Action skimping on the Lurkers, showing a little bit of disrespect, I think, to Rain. And what the heck is that? SKT and KT's mascot? I don't know what that was, but showing a little bit of disrespect, in my opinion, to Rain, and he's paying the price for it right now. And it looks like Rain wants to continue pushing in here. I actually think that he could just lay back right now, pick off buildings, pick off that lair, delay the lair once again. Looks like he's going to go for the evolution chamber and does pick it off, but no, he actually is going to go straight for the bus. Doesn't care about the number of Sunken Colonies. And he is starting to pick off Sunken Colonies. Here comes some Zerglings from the back, and actually all these Sunken Colonies morphing might be enough for him to hold, but still the Dragoons can range that lair. That should be priority number 1 for Rain right now. Range that layer, take it down, delay the attack that much more. That would be such an amazing move by Rain here in the middle of the game to logically think that out and say, you know, take down that layer, keep that tech down, make it impossible, realistically impossible for Action to get back in this, and that's exactly what he's going for, and he is going to go and take down that layer once again. The Defiler Mound was rebuilt there at the top left in time to save it, but there will be no Spire. There will be no Spire. There will be none of a lot of different things. I think the Hydra Den is there, but there won't be any Lurker aspect. I don't believe he finished that in time, and that layer is about to go down. The layer is dead, and Hojo looking very, very concerned here as Rain has developed up to 3 bases right now. Poor Maynard timing, but that doesn't matter. There are some cannons, there are some units there at that 3 o'clock base to defend against any sort of Zergling counterattack. And now we see more Archons being built here, and they will be great. Plague doesn't do much of anything to Archons, and they serve as a meat shield for all of those Sunken Colonies. So this is working out really well for Rain right now. And now this is what I mentioned, without the Spire around for the Scourge, these Corsairs will be hyper effective, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're going to start picking off Overlords, and here comes some Scourge, and they do manage to pick off a couple of Corsairs, but there are still more Corsairs around. And here comes Rain coming in for another bust, splitting up his Zealots everywhere. And here come the Lings and the Defilers as well, not casting any spells. The Defilers have not cast a spell, not even Swarm. Not casting anything, so SKT is going to win this as Rain is going to dominate Action. I mean, Action's not even casting spells with his Defilers. I mean, I don't think the Swarm would really do too much, but it would limit the damage of Archons at least, but it's not going to matter. That is it. When will Action GG? Will he try? I don't know what he's doing. Action just delaying. There's GG from Action, so SKT's Rain proving his coach's confidence correct, winning this set 4 for SKT1. So SKT1 takes a stranglehold on this series, 3-1. They will have 3 chances to win, once against Stats, once against Flash, or perhaps Flash than Stats. Either way, sets 5 and 6 will be Flash and Stats. I'm shocked that it wasn't Flash actually in this set actually, just because, you know, if S2 had beaten Hoja, we would be done. We would not even get a chance to see Flash in this final series. So very, very dangerous strategy by KT Rolster, but they are at least probably going to send Flash out now in set 5, I would hope. Here come the potato guns again. Gonna fire off some more t-shirts into the crowd as SKT fans are going crazy here at this final series. We're going to head on to set 5, probably see Flash. When will we see him? I gotta think it will be in the next set. Shocker already that he hasn't shown up yet, but I will see you guys all in the next set. Hopefully you guys are loving this as much as I am.